Today is March 12th. It is 3 months after the original video. Now the spring rains have come, or some of the rains. More to come. We wanted to show you how it's gone. So the yard can be split into two halves. If you recall from the first videos we did, there's the part where the dogs wrestle and everybody walks around, and the part that's free. And so we're going to split into two halves. So in the first half, really big thing is we got a bunch of stuff that we're getting ready to plant for ourselves and other folks, for things that we're going to plant in different places. So it's a little messy. But the big thing is, since the rains, all these weeds, there's an Indian mallow. There's a London rocket back there. You'll see a lot of those. This one, I said, got a flower the size of my hand, because I thought it was one of the nightshades. It's not. I forget what it is. It looks kind of like lamb's quarter. I don't know what it really is. I'm sure we could look it up. But I did not before the video, and so you're just going to have to live with it. But remember, nothing gets any irrigation, so it's cool. There's a little 4-foot tall weed hanging out over here. Tiny flowers in the Indian mallow. Date palm again, blue palo verde. African tree, some kind of acacia. Speaking of that one, and the dogs wrestling, they dug up both of these. He's still alive, but they dug him clean out of the ground, except for they got tap roots, 3 feet down. They didn't make it to the bottom of the tap root, but they did their best. And this one, they tried to make all their tap root, and their best was enough. They killed him. That's all right, because you're better off having dogs that do wrestle than dogs that don't. And the grass will grow back, but the dogs will never get their puppyhood back. So better to wrestle. You see a lot of these yellow flowers everywhere, especially around the corner. This is London rocket. Make sure I get the right leaf. It's got a bug seed or a bug egg on it. It tastes just like horseradish. Don't eat stuff if you don't know what it is, though. Mexican palo verde. Alright, we're getting into the exciting parts now. Mexican palo verde. Again, 3 months from the last video to this. No irrigation. We're about to round the corner, and the most exciting part will come. This is globe mallow. This is 1 year old. Remember, 1 year old globe mallow. Oh yeah. See how the prickly pear getting ready to pop new pads. So here's another 1 year old mallow. Just beautiful. And this during the day, it's a little late in the evening, but this will fill up with butterflies and bees and wasps and flies. People hate on wasps. Hey, right? People hate on wasps? But I like them. I might be alone in that. These guys are getting a little taller. They're in the way right now, but baby doll sage. I encourage you to go back and watch the previous video because this is bananas. And it's not done getting taller. None of this was here 3 months ago. Which, of course, that's the nature of springtime, I know, but doesn't make it any less exciting. When we first got here, even for springtime, none of this would have been here. We've been putting down, now it'd be 2.25 years just about. Coming up on 3 of having the house, but 2.25 of putting down mulch, composting everything that we eat, or that we don't eat, moreover. So like along this wall, nothing was going to grow there, ever. And now it's eating the sidewalk. We're going to have to trim it back once it's all done blooming. We're leaving it right now because, boy, we like the butterflies and the bees. This just fills up. I mean, look at all these flowers. March 12th? March 12th. Oh, speaking of, we had the 1-year-old mallow. And over there we had a 1-year-old mallow. This is a 2-year-old mallow, or just over 2. And they come in purple and pink and red and orange. Orange is the most common because it's the original wild, but I like all these foxtails. This is actually barley, like the bread with this wild barley. Just any kind of volunteer plant you can get. Obviously some of these we planted, and there's jojoba bushes back there and all kinds of different bushes that we planted. But we're just letting it go now and seeing what happens. We put in enough work. Here's the aloe getting ready to pop. He's not blooming yet, but he will. These are trees. The size of these leaves. Spring in the desert is always a good time. There's more of those flowers. You got any for me? Yeah, it's late in the day. They're all closing up. More prickly pear getting ready to pop new paths. All these grasses. Beautiful. If you're from somewhere where everything grows prolifically, this doesn't seem like much, but this is the most. We definitely have the greenest, most bountiful. I counted the other day, I quit counting at 16 different kinds of flowers blooming. So even though you're seeing a lot of these, there's all kinds of little stuff going on in here. But I'm not going to take everybody through a 30-minute video on the weeds. Oh, I was trying to remember what else it was. I said on that side of the yard there was a plant that I said got flowers the size of my hand because I thought it was one of the nightshades. I was incorrect on that. Also buried back in here, which again, I'm not going to dig for it. You guys can figure it out. There's a fairy duster that I got that I thought was the California one, which has red flowers. It's actually the native Arizona one. So it's pink flowers, but it won't get as tall as I thought. Still cool though. Oh yeah. Just an update. No irrigation. No weeding. From 2 years to 2.25.